Alongside with me today is Andre Harris, forward for the Baruch Bearcats. How you doing today, Andre?
I'm pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for joining us today.
No problem.
So let's get started with it. Now coming into the season, the Baruch Bearcats are 4-4. How have you been liking the early play of the team this season?
Well, we had a couple of up and down games, and I mean, it really just starts in practice, and we have a couple of veteran guys who know the system. So it's just about really just sticking with coaches telling us and playing hard. Like, we took a couple of tough losses to teams outside of our conference. So once we get into conference play and we start getting the ball rolling, I think we'll be fine. We're not really worried about the record that much right now.
Yeah, I know. With conference play, you guys are currently 2-0, so that must feel good. It's unfortunate you dropped the first couple games, outside of the conference, but that must be a good feeling for you guys.
Yeah, no, it definitely feels good.
Yeah, now coming over, you came over from Suffolk Community College. What was the transition been like, and also the level of competition that you've been seeing over here at Baruch?
Well, the transition is definitely different. Being at JUCO, we didn't really have as many resources as we do here at a four-year school. Like, we didn't have the opportunity to come in when we don't have classes and put shots up and use the gun and all the other different kind of stuff that we have here. That's one of the biggest differences that JUCO and a four-year school has. But as far as players go in the competition, I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces from JUCO because a lot of the guys are from around the city. So it's kind of cool to see guys that I versed in past years.
Nice. So, it's always a step up when you have better equipment here at the four-year colleges and be able to utilize that so you can improve on your game.
Right, yeah, exactly.
That's good. Now, at your time at Suffolk last year, you started 17 games, and now coming over here, you're coming off the bench as a sixth man. What are some things you have done to be able to come off the bench fresh every game?
Well, I'm just bringing what I brought at Suffolk, energy off of the bench. I mean, it's really not that big of a deal. I'm kind of playing the same amount of minutes. So I don't let the six-man title really get to me, and I gear up, I tie my shoes up, and I play basketball whether I'm starting or I'm sitting on the bench. It's all the same to me.
Now, that's great, man. Anytime the coach calls your number, you're always ready out there to get playing for the team.
All right, yeah.
Currently you're averaging 11 points and 6 rebounds. What are some things that you've been working on this season to improve on your game?
Consistency. About being consistent and making sure I bring the same thing to the table every night.
That's good, man. Consistency always helps you in the end. So now, early on in the ongoing, I've been impressed with your scoring ability, specifically the way you create space on the floor. Mm-hmm. What are some things that you've done to be able to create space on the floor and get your shot up every time?
Well, I don't know. My go-to move my whole life has really been the step back and the turnaround jumper. I'm usually taller and longer than most guys, so it kind of helps when I take that one step back, and it gives me a foot or two separation between the guys. So I usually go to that and use it as my advantage.
There you go. There you have it. The step back is his shot. Thank you today, Andre.
No problem.
This is Andre Harris, forward for the Baruch Bearcats.